Gather round, ladies and gentlemen, gather round. Full of passionate, committed people. Great talkers, great scrappers, people with ideals and with principles. But the great thing that I personally have gained from my years as a trade unionist have been a sense of family. With our workmates and our comrades, we share everything. Tough times and triumphs, struggles and secrets. Well, maybe not all the secrets. We may scrap, we may have our differences, we may disagree, but we have to rely on each other. We have to trust each other. We stick together or we do not survive. Today, Jim and Odette celebrate a passion and a commitment that's more personal. And we're here at the inception of a different kind of union. But the principles that they apply to their work will hold them in good stead for their marriage. That same passion, commitment, the ideals and the good communication that they bring to their work will be just as crucial in their marriage. Over the years, the relationship will grow and change.
She's not with us.
But the thing that drew them together, the thing that is the foundation on which they built their relationship, will see them through whatever life may throw at them. And that is their friendship. As long as they always return to that, the thing that has always made them special to each other, the understanding of each other, the enjoyment of each other's company, the honesty, the comradeship, the love. Odette and Jim, like any of us, will face tests in their marriage, and sometimes it's hard to stay in love with someone all the time.
Right.
When we think of love, we always seem to think of it as a noun. Love is something that we're in, something that happens to us out of the blue. So if we fall out of love, if we find that our heart doesn't flutter anymore when that person walks into the room, then there's nothing left to do but to leave. But love is also a verb. It's something we do every day in our relationships. We need to love each other, and sometimes that's hard work. But Jim and Odette have never been shy of hard work. The hard work they put into their relationship will have its reward. And as long as they keep going back to the things that made them such good friends, such good mates, their love will not fail them. I spoke earlier about the sense of family in the trade union movement. It's important to Odette and Jim that their friends and their families are here today to help them celebrate this new stage in their relationship and rejoice with them in their commitment to each other. And so it's in that spirit that I ask all of you here to answer, "We do," as I ask. Do you give your support as Jim and Odette marry today?
We do.
Never had a problem yet.
Are you ready to make your vow? take each other's hands.
For the photographers, definitely like.
Odette, will you please repeat after me? I, Odette, take to love and care for you, to be faithful to you throughout our lives. I promise to respect you as an individual.
Wow.
And grow and develop in partnership with you. And to live with you through whatever life brings us. This is my solemn vow. Jim, please repeat after me. I, Jim, take you, Odette,
I, Jim, take you, Odette,
as my wife, to love and care for you,
to
be faithful to you throughout our lives.
God, he could
I
have
promise
improved.
to respect you
I promise to respect you as an individual
and grow and develop in partnership with you,
and grow and develop in partnership with you,
and to live with you through whatever life brings us.
through whatever life brings us.
This is my solemn vow.
This is my solemn vow.
They'll all remember it.
Joshua. With this ring I thee wed. With my body I thee honour. And with all my worldly goods I thee endow.
Oh, you did too. And Sam.
Oh my word, big was
Oh, it's all right.
With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
With my body I thee honour.
With my body I thee honour.
And with all my worldly goods I thee endow.
With all my worldly goods I thee endow.
Jim and Odette, you've made your vows freely and sincerely with the love and support of all of us here. And you've given each other rings as a token of those vows. By the powers vested in me as a civil marriage celebrant, it gives me very great pleasure to pronounce you married. There's no such thing as enough. We're just going to take a moment to sign the register. I'll ask the witnesses to come forward, please.
Everybody to the shade and the booze.
Yes, exactly. He could be holding a hand. Both got a cigarette. Just hold your hand still by the bouquet.
Oh, my beautiful rings. They are beautiful. Yeah.
Oops, I'm losing focus. There we go.
She's losing focus. Give her no more drink.
Yes, dazzling.
That's nice.
Should I hold it up a bit after all? It's the honeymoon night.
Smile.
Brian wants a photo of you and the dog.
Okay. But we can get the video of it.
Away, children, away. Children out. Right off the back.
Zena!
What do I call him? What am I going to call him?
Say Missy, Zena.
Zena, Missy!
Okay, you've got
Gorgeous,
the
aren't they?
bridesmaid.
Come here!
Where are you wandering off to, Mr. Jones?
What is your name? The first one to participate in the wedding breakfast.
Well, they've been put on the list anyway. You've got your own I said,
And Jim, witnessing your beautiful partnership that was seen this afternoon by a very wonderful celebrant, and the messages she gave were absolutely wonderful. As a celebrant myself, well, I sat back and enjoyed the procedure. And Odette goes back a long, long way with the love of her adopted mum and myself. And come up here, Elaine, please.
Come on, Mum.
Come on, dear. So, this combination's lasted for 47 years. We're still on our honeymoon.
On the other end.
So,
All right, they love it.
dear,
Go over the other side.
God bless you and your husband, Jim.
Yeah, where's she's going?
You two are going to be
You all
very,
right
very
there?
happy. Life means a partnership. Life is all about a partnership. We have 4 sons, 2 beautiful daughters, and 12 grandchildren. And of course, we started something we can't finish. So everybody, it's a beautiful pleasure to be here with our adopted daughter this evening, here with you. Lovely people, all of you. We love you all. Thank you.
Both of the names of his grandfather, in fact, are not here, in fact, to speak to family, so it's probably appropriate.
So sure he's going to be a
knock on wood.
I don't know, Jim said to give you a little bit of background about the family. I'm not sure that I can, or it's territories that it's wise to go into entirely. There's 2 brothers of Jim here today, and I've had comments with people that know Jim and don't know me, and one of the interesting things that's sort of people saying about the way our lives have gone differently, but in fact, there is a similarity. I've worked primarily in arts. My younger brother Clark is working as a psychiatric nurse, and Jim, as most of you know, within the union movement. I think there's a people thing with all of those jobs, and a communication thing with all of those jobs that sort of may be something to do with both our parents over here. I think it's something that also, that zest for life and sort of energy of communication and people thing is something that obviously Odette has as well, my new sister. And now to wrap up, I'm probably going to do something silly. I'm going to give you an extract from a Shakespearean sonnet that I thought might be appropriate, and I hope it's sort of It actually in some ways echoes the sentiments that happened in the ceremony. I thought it was a lovely ceremony as well, and I felt sort of a little bit of tear here, and sort of as though something really wonderful was happening, which I suspect is. This poem's about the strength of love. And it opens with, let me not, to the marriage of true minds, admit impediment. Love is not love when it alteration finds. It's an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It's the star for every wandering bark. Love isn't time's full, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with its brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. This be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, and no man ever loved. A final wish from the whole family, to both Jim and, as I said, to my new sister Adele. This feels like a really, really great day. I hope, in the soul of my heart, that in 20, 30, 40 years' time, it still feels as great. Good luck to both of you.
Like the airplane goes. Wait for the helicopter.
I'm not doing it. I'm staying here. Nice to
Look at yourself, Jim.
Wash
babe.
And I can remember the spring morning that Odette was born. I remember being woken up by my grandmother to say that I had a little sister. It was a really miserable, cold morning. And it wasn't really very much of a welcome for a little tiny girl to come into the world, but she was very welcomed and much loved, little girl, because there were 7 years between us. So mum and dad, she was regarded as a very, very precious child. And there are some people here, our sister Heather, and our cousin Cheryl and our cousin Noel, who also remember Odette as a little girl and what a lovely little girl she was. Now from her mother, one of the strengths Odette inherited was stoicism. Our mother was a very brave and courageous woman, and Odette, you would all know, was the same kind of person. And from her father, Ron, she inherited a lovely sense of social ease, and that's something else you'll all know about her. Odette can go up to anybody and strike up a conversation with them, and before long, they're just part of her whānau. Exactly. And but for herself, for her own self, Odette also has a wonderful spirit. And that's something else that you all have seen in her, and she gathers people of spirit around her. And just a demonstration of that, when she was a little girl, and our grandmother used to come and stay with us a lot, and we were having lunch one day, and Odette was late, and that wasn't unusual. She came home with a blankie, because she never went very far without it, and my grandmother said, put the blanket down, Odette, and come and have your lunch. And Odette said, no. And Mum would say, put that blanket down and come and have your lunch. And Odette said, I won't. And Mum would say, what have you got in that blanket? And Odette said, have a look and see for yourself. And a dead mouse landed on the luncheon table. One of the other lovely stories.
From the chaff, burn the digger whites. Digger here.
Now, Odette needed that spirit because we've all got our childhood pain tapes that we can play over, but Odette probably has got a few more childhood pain tapes than most because things weren't easy for her as a child and as a young woman, and she really needed that spirit and that strength to keep her going through that. But as you can see, she's turned into a beautiful woman and a beautiful, strong and spirited woman, and we think that Jim is really, really lucky to have her, and we think that she's really lucky to have Jim. And one of the things about being really spirited is that in a marriage, you've got two spirits to deal with, and they're two highly spirited people, so they're going to have a lot of fun having those spirits rub along with each other. So what I'd like to do is I'd like you to raise your glasses, and I'd like to toast the bride. and say welcome Jim to our family.
Tātou katoa, tai mai nei. Tēnei wā, tēnei hakari o Jim o te. Whakahiri o tātou. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Well, I'm not a Shakespearean. Or I don't talk about poems, but I just like to talk about Jim briefly. Very briefly.
Speak up, speak up.
But I've known Jim for about 14, 15 years. And he came onto my site, which I was site chairman. And one of the couple of the delegates said, "Is he strong enough?" I said, "Oh, I don't know. You know, we'll find that out." This was during the days of amalgamation between the Pompey's and the timber workers. And Jim was a timber worker organiser. I says, "Well, you know, all these timber workers are a little bit right wing. But let's test them out." And we, when Jim came onto our site, we weren't on strike. And he was right there. You know, he was there. He was on the picket, and he said, "Well, he's not too bad." More training. Yeah, little bit of training, but you know, and since then he's gone on to be our national secretary, and he's sort of led us in the right philosophy in terms of left or right. Right down there. Anyhow, I'd like to pay tribute to Jim and Odette and wish them all the best for the coming years. You know, over 40 years, okay, that's months. I'd also like to pay tribute to the city. This is Willowhaven. This is a union base right here. This belongs to the union and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I like to pay tribute to where they were actually married. You know, it was a beautiful city. And you know, you can't get any better than that. So I'd like everybody to charge their glasses. And for the person to know that. And I'd also like that Mary contingent in the corner there to have a waiata. Oh, me and Mr. Joe. Going on. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou.
te mihi atu ki a koutou. Ho mai o koutou tāringa mo tahi manati o tō wā. Mō oko whakaro. O oko whakaro i te reo Māori. Te mea tuatahi. E hui ngā mai. Kia ora koutou, kia ora hui mai tātou. Ka whakahoki a I nei, ki te reo hone puru. Back to the language of John Bull. I hope it's not all bull. I want to greet my friends Jim Jones and Odette Shaw. Jones. And to congratulate the commitment that they've made to each other and to the journey that they've committed to walk together. Nō reira, kia ora hui mai tātou.
I'm not prepared for this. Which a number of people who know me well will be thankful for.
Okay, James.
I have to say there is a mixture here of family, colleagues and friends. And in fact there's a dilution of that mixture amongst quite a number of people. But I've got to say on behalf of Odette and myself that we love you all. And it's really a pleasure and an honour for us to have you come to celebrate this occasion with us. And I'll finish off with just some sentiments about what you should do for the rest of the night.
No comment, James.
But there is some people that should be acknowledged, and it's always very difficult at these times to start naming people because you always don't know where to really begin. You know where to begin, but it's very difficult to know where to end because you'll always miss people out. So the first thanks is to everybody actually to being here, and with that you're charged with the responsibility of having a very enjoyable time, and I hope you all do. But in particular, I would like to acknowledge our celebrant, Pinky, who was just wonderful. And then second, but of course just up there with the first people to be honoured, and probably on the occasion very much should be acknowledged, is of course the people that work behind the scenes to provide the food. And the food in my view was just excellent, and I would like to particularly acknowledge three sisters who I've inherited now as very, very close friends from Odette, and it's one of the rewards of this relationship, and Ginny, Billy and Susan. Who are just here. The role they've played for Odette in a long, long time, and that does, certainly in my view now, with learning the experience of Odette's life, if I haven't already after 10 years of knowing her, in terms of some detail. I want to thank Cheryl, Odette's cousin, for the flowers provided today, and the work and the very specific instructions when they arrived about how refrigerated they should be and how you have to wear them. But the dedicated work that went into that.
I did it my way.
And then turning to my family, I'd like to acknowledge the work over the last couple of days from my mother, my father, so Joan and Ellen, and Joan's sister Dawn. And for that work, and not only that, I'd like to also acknowledge my parents for coming from Wellington, which, whilst it's not that far away, is not that easy a trip under some circumstances, and I just want to say I love you, and I'm really, really pleased that you could make the distance. And then the other side of this interesting family that Odette that extends beyond, they've created blood ties, Odette, over a period of time with various families and certainly the Baileys are part of that, and very, very much. I'd like to acknowledge Barney and Mark for their work and support through this, and acknowledge also the relationship that we're having now and are going to have for a long, long time to come. And Rowan for also assisting carving the pork, that half of which was left in the spit that some people missed out on, but is still there, and his work involved with that. So I would pay real acknowledgement for that, and it's a real reward for me to be able to develop as a family member now, and also acknowledge that the two-way tie, and it's great. I'll go on and say that there has been some distant travellers to support this occasion, and my son Sam and his partner Lisa have come from Brisbane, seeing Richard's immigrants. Also now good, really close friends and associates coming all the way from Christchurch, having to fly back tomorrow and fall in the rain. So they should too. And then I have to, and without any hesitation at all, lastly in terms of the thanks, and I again apologise for the people I missed out. I don't usually listen to interjections, but it's really difficult when I can't hear them properly. My dad's had a, what I describe as a surrogate mother and colleague over a period of time, an advisor from not just the background but the foreground, and I would like to acknowledge Jennifer Francis, myself too, in that capacity. Thank you, Jennifer, for... Mother of the bride. For me, is an acknowledgement of someone that I would regard as my commentator in terms of the trade union movement, in terms of a long time ago when I started in that field, and it was very, very lucky to be able to actually get paid for something you believe in terms of representation of workers. And you look around, because it's a very lonely task, as are many of my colleagues and others that would know that have worked in that field. You would absolutely know that you really need support in that capacity to keep going, and someone that I've looked up to, admired, and looked for advice, and freely got advice, very, very regular, sometimes even without asking, and in that role, and someone I've asked for years said, no, and that's Bill Anderson, and I really like it. People often said these days that I can't make a short speech, and they're very right. But I'm about to wind it down, and I just now want to say that there's going to be a band on in about 30 minutes, or as soon as they can get organised. And there's some food still left, I'm sure. It was overcated, which is a real relief for us all. And it was great food. But I just charge you all. Saying that on behalf of my dad and myself, we now charge you with an obligation to have a bloody good time tonight. If the booze runs out too short, there'll be someone coming around with a hat. Just whip the dollars in. If we're going to do that, we'll be doing it before closing. And if anyone hasn't found it yet, you know where your ablutions are. Don't ask me, because I'm not telling you now if you haven't. You've probably found a place. But really enjoy yourself tonight. That's what it's here for, and I too pay respects for the facility of the Union's home, and that's Willowhaven. And it's going to be put in trust, so it's preserved. It's not been sold off at any point. It belongs to us. On behalf of Odette and myself, have a bloody good night. Thank you. He's a jolly good fellow. Oh, he's a jolly good fellow.
conclude the task I've given by thanking the speakers and all those who listen. Very good order, particularly this time of night. So it should be, because it's a common purpose situation. Very happy event. Thank you very much.
It's all the pressure beforehand, catching up. It's the pressure beforehand.
I'll just drink some more and I'll
This is the outfit.
You want the moving weight for the dance?
Yeah, it's moving. It's moving.